Okay, here you can see this is your syllabus. Subject name is concrete technology, material testing and evaluation. Okay, so and there are 3 hours per week class. Okay, according to the syllabus from the university, they have asked 3 classes in a week, but as we have sufficient amount of time, I'll be taking 4 classes in a week. Okay, then for the practicals you have 2 hours of practical every week. Okay, 2 hours of practical will be there every week, but we are not physically present in the college, so the practicals will not be there unless the college starts. Okay, then ISC marks will be 30 and the ESC marks will be 70, then ICA will be of 25 marks for this subject. Now coming to the course objectives, and then we have here at the bottom course outcomes. Before starting that, let us understand first what are the course objectives and course outcomes. We should understand first what is the difference between the objective and the outcome. The difference between objective and outcome is nothing but before starting the subject. Okay, before starting the study of the subject, we will tell what are the objectives. We will tell what are the things that we are going to study in this subject. Okay, that are the objectives. Okay, outcome is nothing but after the completion of the subject, when you will complete the studying of this particular subject, what are the things that you understood, that is the outcome. Objective is nothing but what are the things that you are going to study in this. Okay, before starting the subject. Okay, that is the objective. We are going to study this particular thing, or we should study this, or we should study that. This is in future, that is the objective. And outcome is nothing but after the completion of the subject, these are the things that you'll get to know. In objectives we have 5 points, and in outcomes we have 4 points. Let us see these things. Okay, first objective is to acquaint students with properties of various ingredients of concrete. Okay, what is concrete? Concrete is the most commonly used construction material. I hope all of you have seen the concrete, right? In the construction it is mostly mostly used construction material, right? How many of you have seen concrete? Almost all. I hope all of you have seen the concrete. And what are the ingredients for making the concrete? We'll use water, we'll use fine aggregate, we'll use coarse aggregate, and we'll use cement in this. Okay, with the availability of these 4 materials, we can make the concrete, or we can produce the concrete, right? What is the fine aggregate and coarse aggregate? We all know what is the cement and what is water. We all know that. Even we know fine aggregate and coarse aggregate. This fine aggregate and coarse aggregate is the technical term. In general term, we call fine aggregate as sand. Okay, river sand can be used, or we can use yam sand also. In nowadays we know that there is a scarcity of river sand, so people are using yam sand. Okay, this sand is called as fine aggregate technically. Okay, when we are studying in our civil engineering, we call sand as a fine aggregate. Remember that whenever you are writing any answer or something, or whenever you are speaking about sand, you should tell it as fine aggregate. Okay, so what is coarse aggregate? Coarse aggregate is nothing but small stones will be there. You have seen in the construction, right? If you have seen at the construction site, small stones will be there. That is called as coarse aggregate. Okay, so what are the ingredients of concrete? We are using cement, we are using water, we are using fine aggregate, that is nothing but the sand, and then we are using the coarse aggregate. Okay, that is small stones. Okay, by mixing these basic materials of concrete, we can produce the concrete. Okay, I hope you all have seen the mixing of this concrete. Okay, so first objective is to acquaint students with properties of various ingredients of concrete. These are the various ingredients, these 4 materials: water, coarse aggregate, fine aggregate, and cement. Okay, so in the first objective, we should study the properties of these ingredients. What are the properties of cement? What are the properties of fine aggregate? What are the properties of coarse aggregate? And what are the properties of cement? These are the things that we are going to study. Okay, this is the first objective. Second is to introduce students to properties of fresh and hardened concrete. Okay, so what is the difference between fresh concrete and hardened concrete? Okay, when you will mix the concrete, how you will mix? First you will lay a layer of coarse aggregate, upon that you will put fine aggregate. Okay, then upon that you will put cement. Okay, so then these three materials, coarse aggregate, fine aggregate, cement, these three materials will be mixed with the help of shovel. What is shovel? Shovel is nothing but it is an instrument that is used for mixing these materials. Okay, it will be having a one long bamboo type of structure. Okay, and at the end it will be having a flat steel structure, flat steel type of one plate will be there. Okay, then with the help of this we will mix these ingredients. Okay, this instrument is called as shovel. Okay, you should remember all the English terms of these materials. Okay, which is used in the construction. With the help of shovel, these three ingredients, okay, coarse aggregate, fine aggregate and cement will be mixed. Okay, this is a dry mix. When you will complete this dry mix, you will put water in that and again you will mix it. Okay, after the dry mix you will put the water and again you will mix it. So at the end the material that you will get is the concrete. Okay, so this concrete, when it is mixed, okay, when it is mixed recently, it is in a fresh state, or you can call it as it is in a plastic state. Okay, after mixing of these all four materials, the concrete is in a fresh state or it is in a plastic state. It is said to be a plastic state because when the concrete is in a fresh state, okay, when the concrete is it is in a fresh state, you take any type of a mold or any structure of mold, whichever may be the shape of that, you take that mold and you put concrete into that particular mold. You put concrete into that. This concrete will go to each and every corner in that mold. Okay, concrete will go to each and every corner into the mold, and the concrete get hard, it will take the shape of that mold, right? So when you will remove the mold, the structure that you will get, okay, will be same as that of the mold. Okay, so when the concrete is in its fresh state, you can give that concrete into any shape. With the help of mold you can give any shape to that concrete. Okay, so when it is in a fresh state you can give any shape, but when the concrete get hard, it will take the shape of that mold and it cannot be given any other shape after that. Okay, so when the concrete is in fresh state, can be given any shape. Okay, so before, when the concrete is recently mixed and can be given any shape, is the fresh state. Okay, when the concrete get hard, it is the hardened state. Okay, these are the two states of concrete. Okay, fresh state and hardened state. So in the second objective is to introduce students to properties of fresh and hardened state. So here in this subject you will get to know the properties of fresh state and the properties of hardened state. Okay, so when the concrete is in a fresh state, how the concrete behaves, and when the concrete is in hardened state, how the concrete behaves, and what are the different properties and how these properties affects to the quality of concrete. Okay, this is the second objective. Now coming to the third objective, to educate students about admixtures in concrete and construction chemicals. Okay, so I told you there are four basic ingredients: cement, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate and water. With the help of these four ingredients we are making the concrete. Okay, sometimes what happen, when you will take only these four types of ingredients and make a concrete, this will be having one particular set of properties. Okay, suppose you are mixing a concrete in a very hot and dry condition, okay, where the temperature is more, or suppose it is a summer season and temperature is around 40 degrees Celsius or 45 degrees Celsius, like that. When the temperature is very high and we are making a concrete, there are chances it is seen that the concrete will get hard very soon. Okay, your concrete that you have mixed will get hard very soon because of temperature. As there is a moisture content and water content in the concrete, because of the temperature, the heat of hydration increases in the concrete and the water evaporates and your concrete will get hard very soon. If you and you see now a very opposite condition of that. Suppose you are in a very cold condition where the temperature is very less. Suppose you are working in a 10 degrees Celsius, 15 degrees Celsius, okay, or 5 degrees Celsius. In those temperatures, if you mix the concrete, your concrete will not get very soon. Okay, it will not get set in at a normal time also. if the concrete is to be set at 40 minutes, okay, this one, your concrete will not set for 1 hour or 2 hours also, because the temperature is very less, and your concrete will take more time to set. So in those conditions, it is very difficult to do the construction with speed. Okay, your construction speed will reduce. And if you see underground construction, underwater construction, okay, in the underwater construction, again it will be a very problematic to make the concrete hard. So uh, to change these types of properties of concrete, we add some type of chemicals or some type of additive materials, some extra material than this. Okay, so that material is called as, okay, this so that the material that we are using to add the admixture or to add any type of extra chemical or something like that is called admixture. Okay, so here in this subject we are also going to study about the admixtures and other chemicals. Okay, we are going to study the admixtures and chemicals. In the these chemicals also will come under the admixtures only, because in the admixture we have two types. We have this one, these chemicals that we have seen, it will come in one type of the admixture. Okay, so this is the third objective. Now coming to the fourth objective, to impart knowledge of various methods of concrete mix design. Okay, so here what it is telling, fourth objective, to impart knowledge of various methods of concrete mix design. What is concrete mix design? I will explain you with the help of one example. Okay, take one particular building. Okay, normal building which is there for a living purpose. Okay, for living purpose you have constructed one small home, like 1 BHK or 2 BHK. You have put one slab and it is ground floor and first floor. Okay, ground floor is there and at the top first floor is there, and that much is sufficient and enough for you. You are not going for any big construction. So what happens at that time? The strength requirement of the slab. Okay, first you will construct a ground floor, then you'll put the slab on that. Okay, that slab will be having some strength. Okay, some requirement of strength will be there. Okay, keep this in one side. Okay, now I'll give you one more point, one more thing. Now you are going to construct a function hall. Okay, you are going to construct a function hall. In function hall, you have seen a n number of people will come. Okay, much more number of people will come for to attend the functions and all. And suppose it is having some 3-4 floors of building. Okay, 3-4 floors of building is there, and the slab there. Okay, the slab that you'll put for ground floor or first floor, in that you can see an n number of people will be roaming on that slab. Okay, many people will be roaming, so the load which is coming on that slab in a function hall, or take it as hospital building or any public building, any office building. Okay, so in these buildings the people which are roaming on the slabs will be more. That, and here in the first thing that I told you, 1 BHK or 2 BHK, a small home, there the slab that you have put will require less strength compared to this function hall. Understanding? In a small building, the strength requirement for the slab or the any structure, okay, let it be a beam, let it be a column, it is a footing or slab, whichever. Okay, I'm taking the example of slab. Okay, in a small building, the strength requirement for the slab will be less, or in a and this here in public building or in function hall, the strength requirement for the slab will be more. Okay, so what we have to do? That's why here the strength requirement is less, and here the strength requirement is more. So based on the strength requirement, you will do the mixed design of concrete. Okay, so here the strength requirement is less, according to that you will mix the concrete, and here the strength requirement is more, so according to that you will mix the concrete here. Okay, so according to the strength requirement, mixing of concrete and making of concrete is called mixed design. Okay, in mixed design we are going to see how much amount of water will be required, how much amount of cement will be required, how much amount of coarse aggregate and fine aggregate will be required. Okay, we are not going to add simply some amount of water we are taking, some amount of fine aggregate, some amount of coarse aggregate, some amount of cement we are taking, and we are mixing them and we are making a concrete. It is not like that. How much strength requirement you need, so based on that you will do the mix design, and you will get to know what are the amounts of ingredients you need. Okay, what is the quantities of these ingredients are required. So with the help of mix design, you'll get to know the proportions or the amounts of these ingredients. Okay, then you will mix the concrete. And if there is a requirement of some chemicals, so you will add some chemicals, or if there is a requirement of any admixture, you will add that based on your requirement. So that is the mix design. Okay, so the fourth objective is telling that to impart knowledge of various methods of concrete mix design. Okay, we will see in even for making the for doing the concrete mix design, there is a different methods in that. Okay, so that methods also we are going to study in this subject. Our fifth objective is to educate students about testing of various construction materials. What are the different construction materials? First we have ingredients of concrete, that also we are using in the construction, right? Fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, water and cement. Other than this, we are using bricks for the construction of walls, right? Then we are using timber. Okay, if we are putting a slab of timber, okay, or wooden slab, or if you are going to you have seen the steel also will be used in the construction. Okay, steel, here you should call steel as a reinforcement. Okay, long rods will be there, that will be used in the construction for making the columns, for putting the beams, for laying the slabs. You know, the steel will be used, that is called as reinforcement. Okay, so there are different construction materials like bricks and ingredients of concrete, then we have timber and other materials will be there. So testing of these materials also we are going to study in this subject. Okay, so these are the 5 objectives. First objective is to know the properties of ingredients of concrete. Okay, to know the properties of ingredients of concrete. There are 4 ingredients. We are going to study the properties of these ingredients. In the second objective is to introduce students to properties of fresh and hardened state. Okay, I explained you what is fresh state and what is hardened state. Okay, I told you already. So we are going to see the properties of fresh state and hardened state of concrete. Third objective is to educate students about admixtures in concrete and construction chemicals. Okay, so we are going to study the admixtures. What is admixture? How we are going to modify the properties of concrete? What are the chemicals to be used? What is the quantity of chemical to be used? Which type of chemical to be used? Okay, these are the things that we are going to study. Then fourth objective is to impart knowledge of various methods of concrete mix design. Okay, various methods of concrete mix design, this also we are going to study. Next, fifth objective is to educate students about testing of various construction materials. Okay, we are going to study the various construction materials also. Okay, these are the objectives. Now coming to the course outcomes. What is the difference between objective and outcome? I told you already, objective is nothing but we are going to study this in the future. It is objective. For after studying, then outcome is nothing but after completion of the studying of this particular subject, what are the things that you will understand? Objective is before studying the subject and outcome is after studying the subject. Okay, so after completion of this particular course, that is CTMT, what you will understand? First is, on completion of the course, students will be able to carry out testing of various ingredients of concrete for mixed design of concrete. Okay, so whatever you have seen in the objectives, okay, whatever you have seen in the objectives only will be there in the outcomes. So in objectives we are telling we are going to study this. Okay, in outcome you are telling that you already studied that. Okay, so in objective what you are telling me, I'm going to study this, will only be there in the outcome that you have already studied that. Understanding? Okay, the first outcome is carry out testing of various ingredients of concrete for mixed design of concrete. Okay, I told you in the objective we are going to study the methods of mixed design, right? And what are the quantities and will be there, that all things. So here we are going to do the testing of various ingredients of concrete. Okay, in testing of ingredients of...
आवाज नहीं आ रही.
Hello, are you able to listen me?
Yes sir.
Okay, so here in the first outcome we are going to first outcome, after completion of this subject we will be able to test the ingredients of concrete. Okay, at the end of the semester when you will complete the studying of this subject, you will get to know how to test the brick, how to test the steel, how to test the concrete cube. Okay, so at the end of this semester you will be able to do this all practicals. Second outcome is select appropriate type of concrete admixture and chemical for specific requirement. I already told you in the admixture that based on the requirement we are making the concrete with the help of mixed design. I gave you example of a normal residential building and I gave you the example of one public building. Here the strength requirement was less and here the strength requirement was more. Okay, so based on that we are going to do the mixed design. So when you will complete studying this subject, you will be able to see what for which strength requirement or which requirement, what are the ingredients to be used and how much quantities of ingredients to be used, and if there is a requirement of admixture, what is the amount of admixture and what is the amount of chemical to be used. Okay, so after the completion of this subject you will be able to tell that what are the types of concrete, what is the type of concrete to be used and what are the ingredients and how much amount of ingredient to be used. Coming to the third outcome, design a concrete mix of required strength and durability for given field condition using suitable ingredients. Okay, so when you will complete studying this subject, you will be able to tell, okay, for different conditions you will require different strength and different durability. Okay, for this particular strength and durability, what is the concrete mix design and what are the ingredients to be used, you will tell that. Coming to the fourth outcome, to evaluate properties of construction materials, okay, like steel, brick, timber, tiles, etc. in a laboratory for the quality assurance. Okay, this will come under the practical part. Okay, because the practical of this subject is very important. When the college starts, we'll do that. Okay, so here you will be able to do the test in that and you will be able to tell that what is the quality of this material, like brick, timber, steel and all. What is the this one, what are the properties and whether it is a good quality or not, you will be able to tell. Okay, these all tests we will be doing in the laboratory. Okay, these are the course outcomes. Let us see the syllabus. Okay, here in this subject we have total 9 chapters. Okay, we have 9 chapters or 9 units. First unit is ingredients of concrete. In ingredients of concrete, first we have cement. Okay, so the first unit is related to cement. Okay, so in this first unit we are going to study the manufacturing process of cement, how the cement is manufactured. Okay, how the cement is manufactured. Then we'll see what are the physical properties of cement, what are the physical properties of different ingredients. Okay, so in cement we are going to study the first manufacturing process, how the cement is manufactured. Then we'll see different properties of cement. In the properties of cement we'll study the fineness of cement, consistency of cement, initial setting time, final setting time, soundness, compressive strength, specific gravity, hydration of cement. Okay, and some chemical compounds in cement and their properties. So okay, these are the physical properties and some of the chemical properties of the concrete we will see, of the cement we will see. Okay, after that we will study about the different types of cements. Okay, there are different, around 12 to 13 types of cements are there, but here in your syllabus we have only ordinary Portland cement, Portland pozzolana cement, rapid hardening cement, okay, Portland cement, quick setting cement, sulfur resisting cement. Okay, these are the types of cement that we are going to study. Other than this, we have many types of cement, around 12 to 13 types of cements are there, but for your syllabus these are the types that you have to study. Okay, this is about first chapter. It is totally about the cement. In the second one, you have ingredients of concrete like coarse aggregate, fine aggregate, and water. First unit is about cement. Second unit is about coarse aggregate, fine aggregate, and water. What is fine aggregate? Sand. And coarse aggregate? The small stones that you have seen at the construction site. That is the coarse aggregate. Okay. In second unit, we'll study the physical properties of fine aggregate, coarse aggregate. Okay. And what is the size distribution, fineness modulus, specific gravity, water absorption, silt content, bulking of sand, bulk density, moisture content, flakiness, elongation. These are the things that we are going to study for fine aggregate and coarse aggregate. And for the water, we are going to study the specification of water to be used for concrete making. Okay, so when you are making a concrete, what type of water should be there? Okay, so whether you use salty water, or whether you have to go for distilled water, or you have to go for can you use rainwater? So we'll see that. And in the about the fine aggregate and coarse aggregate, okay, about fine aggregate and coarse aggregate, we'll see the different physical properties of these things. Okay, because what happens if you are talking about a coarse aggregate, okay, suppose coarse aggregate you have, and those coarse aggregates, or you can think about fine aggregate also, both fine aggregate and coarse aggregate, you will be having some amount of moisture content on that. Okay, or suppose you have brought the river sand from the river directly. Okay, there will be water in that. If you use directly that type of water, okay, if you use directly that water in the mixing of the concrete, you have you will be adding some amount of water for mixing the concrete. Okay, and again the sand that you are using is wet, in a wet condition. So again the addition of water for making the concrete, and the presence of water in the surrounding of the particles of the fine aggregate or coarse aggregate, this water and that water will get added up, and the total addition of water in mixing of concrete will be more than the requirement. Understanding? If your fine aggregate and coarse aggregate are in a dry condition, there is no problem, you will add normal amount of water. But when your coarse aggregate and fine aggregate are already in a wet condition, and again you are adding some amount of water into that for making the concrete, this water and that water will get added up, and total amount of water in the concrete will be more than the requirement. So the properties that you want for making the concrete will not be achieved. Okay, so what is the strength requirement, durability, and setting time will get changed because of presence of extra water. Okay, so we should know what is the moisture content, what is the size, what is about the sizes of aggregate. If you use small size of aggregates, what will happen? If we use large size of aggregates, what will happen? Okay, and what is the specific gravity of concrete aggregate, and how this specific gravity of aggregate affects the properties of concrete. Okay, so these are the things that we are going to study in this second chapter. Now coming to the third chapter, we have properties of fresh concrete. Okay, in this unit we are going to study the properties of fresh concrete. So what is the properties of what is the fresh concrete? I told you, first we'll do the dry mix of fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, and cement. After the dry mix, we will put water in that, and again we will mix it. That is your concrete, production of concrete. So before placing it into the final condition, or the time that you have between the concrete gets set and in the and the mixing of concrete is the fresh state concrete. So during its fresh state, what are the properties of concrete? Okay, so for this we have complete one unit, that is the properties of fresh concrete. Okay, so different properties are there. We have workability, and for making of this concrete we have batching, mixing, transporting, placing, and then we have pumping and compaction. Okay, so these we will study. Batching is nothing but we have what are the quantities of ingredients we have to take, that is batching. Mixing is nothing but this mixing of these ingredients, how we will mix it, that is mixing. Transporting is nothing but after mixing of the concrete, when the concrete is ready, the concrete will be taken from the place of mixing to the final place of pouring of concrete. Okay, so here we are taking the concrete, we are transporting the concrete from one place to another place. So during this transportation, what are the properties, how the concrete behaves during the transportation? Okay, that we are going to in this study in this. Then we have placing of concrete. So when you will pour the concrete finally into its final condition, okay, final position. Suppose you are putting a slab, in that slab you are pouring the concrete, or suppose you have a column, in that column you are pouring the concrete, right? So that comes under the placing of concrete. Then we have pumping of concrete. Pumping is nothing but you will if you the place of placing the concrete in the final condition is very far from the place of mixing, or the place of placing the concrete is in a very critical and difficult position, or it is at a very much height. So by the normal way of transportation is not easy. So in that condition you will pump the concrete with the help of pumps. Okay, that is the pumping of concrete, that also we are going to study. Then we have compaction of concrete. When you will put the concrete into its final position, you have to compact it. If you don't compact, you will be having air voids in the concrete. Okay, you will be having air voids in the concrete. That's why you have to compact the concrete. That comes under the compaction techniques. Okay, then we have durability, then we have segregation, bleeding, curing of concrete, different methods of measuring workability, temperature effect. Okay, then use of admixture, how it affects the properties of fresh concrete. So these are the things that we are going to study in the properties of fresh concrete. Then in the fourth unit we have desired properties of concrete. In desired properties, we have strength, impermeability, characteristic strength, compressive strength, tensile and flexural strength. Then test on concrete, its elasticity, effect of water cement ratio and admixture. Then strength properties of concrete. Concrete mixes for different strength as per IS 456-2000, which is a code book. Okay, so these are the things that we are going to study in the fourth unit. Okay, strength, durability is nothing but the total lifespan. Okay, total lifespan of the any structure. So that we are going to study in this fourth chapter. Next, fifth unit we have about creep and shrinkage. Okay, if I okay, it will take much time if I start explaining you about the creep and shrinkage. We will see when it comes. Then we have durability of concrete. Okay, total lifespan of the concrete. This is the sixth unit. Then in the seventh unit we have concrete mix design. Okay, I told you during when I was explaining about the objectives of this course, or course objectives, that time I told you what is mix design, right? So that mix design comes in the seventh unit. Here we'll see what are the different methods of mix design and how we will do the mix design with the help of code books. Then the fourth chapter is, okay, we have only 8 chapters. Last chapter is testing of materials. Okay, testing of materials. Again, we have seen in the objectives, we are going to do the testings on bricks, concrete, then steel and all. Okay, so testing of these ingredients. So this is your total syllabus. Okay, so we saw already what are the course objectives, what are the course outcomes, and what is the syllabus. If I tell you totally about the central idea of this subject, okay, central idea of this subject is to know or to make the students aware and to educate them about the concrete, its properties, its uses, and how it affects the how its properties can be changed by with the effect of admixtures or with the help of chemicals, and what are the different concrete material, this one construction materials, how the testing has to be done on that. Okay, this is the central idea of the subject. Okay, so as okay, so this is the central idea of the subject. From the tomorrow's class, okay, from the tomorrow's class I'll start